הדוברת הבאה היא הגברת רחל סילבצקי, יושבת ראש אמונה לשעבר, מנהלת את עורכת ערוץ 7 באנגלית, רבת פעלים, בבקשה.
The next speaker is Rochel Sylvetsky, former chairwoman of Emuna Israel and former editor-in-chief of Arutz Sheva in English. Dear friend, Rochel, bevakasha.
Erev Tov. I was asked to speak in English. Yashlatim slicha, they are Banglit. Seder? Tov. President Biden, I am going to address my words to you. What is going on here? Is there an unspoken message? Perhaps one of which you are not aware because you do not live here? Do you know where we are? The consulate that you want to reopen for Arabs is just opposite us. But it's standing here in Independence Park, here on Agron Street, a few meters from the Waldorf Astoria Hotel and the Alrove Mall, a few hundred meters the other way from the original seat of the chief rabbinate, from Heichal Shlomo. We are in a part of town that is not disputed even by the EU and the UN, who are not exactly our friends. A part that is recognized as Israel by everyone, except those who don't recognize Israel's right to exist anywhere. Is that what you're saying to us, President Biden? I refuse to believe that. Let's put the issue in context, and let's start with the Bible and ancient history. Jerusalem, throughout history, has been a capital city for the Jewish people, and only the Jewish people. It was never the capital of any other nation. David made it the home of the Jewish kings in 1000 BC, 3,000 years ago, for as long as the country was united. And when it split into two kingdoms, Judea's capital continued to be Jerusalem, where the temple stood. In fact, David described the city in the book of Psalms, which I am sure you are familiar with, President Biden, in a verse that says, Yerushalayim, well, I'll say it in English, built up Jerusalem is a city that is unified within itself. Ir shechubra la yachdav. Yerushalayim habnuya ki ir shechubra la yachdav. Our rabbis said that this phrase means that Jerusalem is a unified city, but that it also unifies people. Mr. President, if you open a consulate for Arabs and another one for Jews at the embassy, you are doing exactly the opposite. You are separating. When Jerusalem was conquered by the Romans in the year 70, and the Bar Kokhba rebellion was crushed some 60 years later, Jews were exiled from Jerusalem, but we did not forget our holy city for a minute. Over and over every day we prayed to come back to Jerusalem. May Jerusalem be rebuilt soon and remain that way forever, we said in the silent prayer. Mr. Biden, the Jewish people have risen from the ashes, and they have rebuilt their capital city, the holy city of Jerusalem. So let's go on to more recent history. In 1948, after the State of Israel was declared and the Arab armies attacked us, the fledgling Jewish army could not hold on to all of Jerusalem, and the Jordanian Legion expelled the Jews living in the parted over land. Men, women, and children whose families had been living in the old city of Jerusalem for hundreds of years, they became refugees overnight. The city was split into two parts, and Jordan occupied the part with Jerusalem's most sacred site, the Temple Mount, not allowing Jews anywhere near it. But in 1967, in a war that we did not initiate against Jordan, Jerusalem was reunited. All of Jerusalem is now Israel's capital. Mr. Biden, Jerusalem is one city. It has been reunited. It is Israel's capital city, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, because now everyone can go to the holy sites of all of Jerusalem. And now, something personal from my more recent history. I've been living here for decades. Being an American citizen, I've had to have my passport renewed, a social security card for a child, sometimes to report births, and unfortunately sometimes deaths. We had to do that in one consular office, all of us, where the clerks were all Arabs, the officials Americans, and the guards US Marines. That was great. We loved meeting them. We peacefully did this. Israeli Jews, American Jews, Arabs, anyone who needed the consulate. Nobody complained. Nobody said we need our own consulate for Jews. We just went there. But we hoped one day there would be an embassy in Jerusalem. After all, Congress had passed the Jerusalem Embassy Act in 1995. It mandated a US embassy in Jerusalem. And that finally happened in 2018. And that is how it should be, President Biden. One American embassy in a united Jerusalem. After all, America has experience with divided cities. There was once a Berlin Wall with 2 US missions, one on either side of that wall. But America did not recognize either side as a capital city until the wall fell. And then Berlin was reunited along with a reunited Germany. America closed its 2 missions and built one United States embassy. Just one, for everyone. Because, Mr. President, that is what America does. One embassy in Berlin and one in Jerusalem. And just as Democratic President John Kennedy said, I am a Berliner, ich bin a Berliner, hoping that one day, this was before the wall came down, there would be a unified city. You, Mr. Biden, should be saying, Ani Yerushalmi, I am a Jerusalemite. Say it in Hebrew, in United Jerusalem, in Israel. Thank you.